Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Ace and I have more Team Fortress 2 commentary here for you. And as you can see, I am playing as a scout on Foundry on the Reddit server. At least this first match is on a Reddit server. This video has 2 matches. This is the Europe Reddit server and I really enjoy playing on any Reddit server actually, because the skill levels are always above average, which motivates me to become a better player. Well, actually it forces me to become a better player, otherwise of course I get destroyed and well, I want to hold my ground, which I usually do, which means I'm at least half decent. And that said, if you are looking for the answer of this video, make sure to check the description below for a time code or just a straight up answer if that's the only thing you're looking for. Otherwise, keep on listening because I am going to talk about the Scout loadout from a serious gameplay perspective as well as the competitive gameplay perspective. And once again, I am half decent at best, so make sure that you take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I can be wrong. And if I am, if you are certain I am wrong, and you have the proof to back it up, or the evidence to back it up, make sure to give it to me as fast as possible, so I can correct it, so I don't give false information to the people that are watching this video, because that would just be a bad thing. Right? That makes sense? Alright, moving on. The weapons that are recommended in a competitive setting or just a serious setting are the stock weapons for the scout, at least. All the stock weapons, the scattergun, the pistol and the regular bat. They're the most efficient to the things you should be doing as a scout, as well as the most reliable for the things you have to do as a scout, as well as the weapons that can be banned, because the stock weapons, they can't be banned. It's impossible to ban the stock weapons, of course. But if you look at, for example, UGC or any league or any competitive tournament that has a set of rules regarding weapon bans, there's always a good chance that if you are really good, for example, with the Force of Nature, that they suddenly ban the Force of Nature in your league, and then you're going to have a disadvantage because you have to change your weapon, your primary. And you can of course practice all the primaries, but then you have to consider that somebody who has practiced with only the scattergun is going to fight you, or has a chance on fighting you, while you have less experience, but more experience with different guns. And considering you can only use one gun, who's going to have more experience? Which has the advantage, experience-wise, right? But if you look at UGC 6 versus 6, I believe, the scout weapons that are banned right there are the Soda Popper, the Bonk, Mad Milk, the Sandman and the Atomizer. So people that, for example, really like the Atomizer, which I really do. If you have seen my earlier videos, you will know that I am in love with the Atomizer. I am going to have a disadvantage if I would have been playing with the Atomizer. Right? That makes sense? Because it allows for a bigger margin of error while jumping. And it also allows you to get on places where you should not be able to get as easily, perhaps. And effects like that can be game breaking, as well as you can do things that should not be allowed. And if you're going to have to be forced to change that, then you're going to have a disadvantage. And you don't want to have a disadvantage while you're playing competitive. No, you have an objective that you want to achieve. And the stock weapons are the most reliable at doing that, as well as being the most efficient at doing that. Because you're never going to know what exact weapons are going to be banned for every single league. It kind of depends on the league. Of course they will be posted way in time, but like I said, with the experience difference, there's always going to be an advantage on one side or the other. You don't want to be that person that has that disadvantage. So it's going to be highly recommended to use the stock weapons, and just keep in mind that you keep the scout fundamentals in mind and become good at them. Like, make sure that you use your mobility to your advantage, have good and amazing twitch aim. Don't jump too much when it's not needed, because a lot of scouts want to jump while it's not needed. But you have to understand that people with projectiles that have seen you jump, they can predict where you're going to land, which means they are going to shoot a projectile to the position where you're going to land, and well, that usually means you're dead. Which is not a thing you want while you're trying to win a game, I guess. But like I said, this is only from a competitive perspective as well as a more serious note. But if you're just playing on a regular server, then I think that your main goal is, of course, to have fun as well as to achieve the objective. Otherwise you would just join arena and frag. right? That makes sense? So don't let me tell you what to use, but if you are planning on getting into a competitive scene, perhaps do a Highlander, or perhaps do a tournament once, and you want to have a really good shot at least winning, or put up a proper resistance, you want to get really good with the stock weapons. And that is pretty much it. This video is about to come to a close, so make sure to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And if you have any requests regarding content, besides spy content, because I'm really bad at spy, make sure to make the requests in the comments, or of course on my Facebook. And I will make sure that I'll give it a look and give it a try.